Welcome to the new and exciting one-of-a-kind Innovation Lounge, Miami. My name is Lindqvist from Tilburg Design of Sweden. I'll be your guide and moderator through our session today. This webinar will be the start of an innovative approach to serve the cruise and hospitality industry in the Miami area and Florida region. We will be taking you on a voyage through a sneak preview into the soon to open and highly anticipated Innovation Lounge in Miami, which coincidentally is our host for this webinar. Our exploring journey begins with today's webinar and the most relevant topic, health and care in the cruise and hospitality industry. We have three most competent and state-of-the-art companies represented in today's session. Vikand, a leading expert in maritime medical operations and healthcare. Spry, raise your standards of cleanliness. And Insight, BioTouch, provides continuous protection to all surfaces. Vikand, welcome Peter Hult, CEO and a former cruise ship operation and hotelier. With the help of new scientific and medical innovations and a focus on the sustainable and environmentally friendly, Vikand continue to ask every day how they can better service not only the maritime industry, but have expanded the mission to benefit all remote industries worldwide. Currently, Vikand provides medical service solutions to 170 plus cruise vessels, impacting 14 million guests and 120,000 crew globally annually.
Hello, my name is Peter Hult. I'm the CEO for Vikand. It's a pleasure to be with you all today, and thank you to Shores for putting together the Innovation Lounge, and we're very excited to be part of this organization to showcase how medical and healthcare bundles together with the totality of the hospitality industry. And I think it will be a great journey for all of us to work together collaboratively to bring in the various tools and innovations that exist today to create a safe environment, while at the same time create an enjoyable environment for our guests that are coming on to the cruise ships and yachts, as well as, of course, for our many crew. Vikand is a total healthcare and public health solutions company providing all aspects of medical support to the cruise and the yachting industry, which includes managing and operating the medical facilities on board, managing the biomedical equipment, pharmaceuticals on board, but also focusing on the protocols, the standard operating procedures and compliance. We have spent a lot of time this past 9 months around COVID-19, as you can imagine, and worked with the cruise industry at large and all of the associated associations and regulators to create a very strong set of protocols that will create a really safe environment on board. Vikand is a company that partnered with many of the most important technology companies in the world, including Inmarsat, that is supporting Vikand in distributing our healthcare solutions, specifically to the yachting industry, where we have our own channel to provide healthcare on board without having to interfere with the vessel operation, as well as we have great support with other technology providers to make sure that we have the right solutions for the maritime industry. As part of our healthcare solution, we're focusing on prevention, mitigation, management, engagement, and the various tools available. This is really the totality of the healthcare and public health paradigm today. Obviously, we all want to mitigate and prevent diseases as much as possible, including COVID-19, and that starts with preventing anything coming on board. We're doing that through training, protocols, pre-testing before guests and crew are coming on board, as well as testing before they're boarding. So testing by the time they're leaving their home city, as well as testing when they get to the embarkation port. On board the vessel, we work a lot on the mitigation, which is training and protocol, but also the sanitation tools required for the surface, cross-contamination, and air sanitation. So surface and cross-contamination is obviously done through simply washing your hands, as well as various types of sanitation solutions, air management can be done through HEPA filter, MER filters, and also through a hydroxyl-based air management system that kills viruses and bacteria in the space. Whereas HEPA and MERV, you have to run the air through a filter to reduce the amount of bacteria and viruses. With hydroxyl-based technology, where you basically bring the outdoor air indoors, you kill the virus and bacteria in the space within 10 minutes. It's a great technology and widely used in the healthcare industry. And the result is that you will have an air environment on board that basically replicates the outdoor air. Really state-of-the-art technology. Obviously, on board the ship, we then are providing a focus on the healthcare for guests and crew, making sure that they have access to the best care and the identification in case there is a COVID case. We're trying to work on early identification and then, of course, isolation. Again, I cannot stress enough how good the cruise industry is in terms of managing infectious disease on board and the isolation protocols and the many strong protocols and suggestions that has been made by the Healthy Sail panel. That was a collaborative effort between Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise Line, and I think there are discussions with CDC now to create that as the standard into the cruise industry. Really great protocols. Outside of that, we provide the oversight of the medical services on board. We've created a medical network around the world to make sure that medical facilities and the ports of call where cruise lines and yachts are traveling to, that we have a contract with them to be sure that they can that they will be able to accept COVID cases. It is very important to create the safety for the cruise lines, to have that security that there are medical facilities available to accept those patients. We also provide a case and claims management system to manage any cases of guests and crew that get sick on board, and we can provide a medical escort for them in case they need an escort to travel to their home, as well as if they need help in the medical facility where they've been disembarked. In terms of one of the most exciting things around COVID is the testing. We all hear about testing. And testing, as I mentioned earlier, is very important before a guest or crew are leaving the home to travel to the ship. They need to have a PCR test and be negative before they set out on that travel. During the travel, they need to be sure that they maintain social distancing and use the proper PPE. And when they get to the terminal, they'll be yet again testing. And testing at the terminal, a few months ago, antigen testing, and for many cruise lines, that's still the best approach to testing. Obviously, a better approach is PCR testing, which have a higher accuracy and can detect COVID earlier on in the onset. And going into the future, and we're talking about weeks, not months, there is an innovative new technology that is allowing breathalyzer, which has high sensitivity and high accuracy when it comes to detecting COVID very early, and it's non-invasive, easy to administer, basically like an alcohol test, but on the positive side, which allows cruise lines and yachts to prevent COVID from coming on board, as well as use this technology on board. You can run testing on a daily or anytime a guest or crew coming back from an excursion. Is a great technology, non-invasive, not very difficult to manage, and quick results. Within 40 seconds, you will have the results, and you can run 120 tests an hour per machine. So this is definitely a high throughput, high accuracy, non-invasive, and you don't have to be a medical professional to do it. As part of our overall focus in the maritime industry, again, I will stress the fact that with COVID being really transmitted through the air, through droplets and aerosols principally, the air management is one of the key areas that we need to focus on. And as I mentioned, traditionally, MERV and HEPA filters is good to prevent things that are coming through the HVAC system, and then somehow they will stop whatever viruses are coming through the HEPA filter. Hydroxyl-based technologies are attacking the viruses and bacteria in the space. So they don't have to wait for some of it to come through the HVAC system to get stuck in a HEPA filter. Hydroxyls react and kill coronavirus and other viruses and bacteria in the air within 10 to 15 minutes. You'll have a 99% kill rate. within an hour, it's 99.99%. For us in the medical field, in the public health field, this is an incredibly important tool. Outside of that, it also creates a very fresh environment. And according to a Harvard study, when you are in an ultra clean air environment, your cognitive functions increases by up to 300%. Your strategic thinking increases 300% if you're in an ultra clean environment. So why would you not include hydroxyl-based technology, which also will allow the vessel to reduce its fuel consumption? In conclusion, a very big passion of ours is the mental wellness of the crew on board. And we have created a customized approach for the crew. Instead of just having a 24/7 hotline, we also have a proactive approach to mental health with education, training of the senior management on board and the corporate executives to identify vulnerable crew, as well as training and communication and tools for individuals to identify if they are themselves vulnerable, and then easy access to support both for the individual as well as for crew members that are concerned about a crew member friend can reach out to us to work with them. We're also creating within this program, which is a totally holistic program, crisis management and separate tools for management team to have somebody to talk to as well. Really state-of-the-art program that is run through the cruise, yacht, and broadly into the maritime industry. Thank you again for the time. I really appreciate having spent with you guys today. If you don't mind to ask your questions at the end of this session, we will be happy to answer your questions as well. And again, a special thank you to Shores and the Innovation Lounge. What a great concept, and we appreciate you all being part of this today. Thank you.
We're very privileged to welcome Bill Purdy, founder and CEO of Spry Therapeutics. He's also a devoted diver and golfer. Spry Therapeutics filter technology on pillows blocks all known viruses, bacteria, and other potentially harmful pathogens from entering the pillow's interior, preventing the accumulation and aerosolization of germs. All Spry products are designed using innovative technologies that provide best-in-class solutions for better health and comfort.
If you want to keep your pillows and soft surfaces truly clean, you have to make sure that the core of the pillow or the soft surface is truly clean. When we first studied our technology, we tested it in the most rigorous situations in hospitals in the United States. In studying this, we were able to determine that our PNeumoPure technology pillows were able to block the ingress of potentially deadly pathogens, bacteria, and virus. By utilizing the PNeumoPure technology, you're promoting the peace of mind that your guests expect when they visit your facilities. Spry Therapeutics has developed a strategic relationship with Shores Global out of Miami. We are working together to promote the concept of PNeumoPure technology throughout the cruise and hospitality hotel industry. Together, we have designed a unique showroom which demonstrates innovative technologies that are going to benefit the cruise lines, the hotels, and the whole hospitality industry. Specifically speaking, we'll be showing you how PNeumoPure technology can benefit the cruise and hotel industry by purifying their pillows, their mattresses, and their outdoor pillows and cushions. I'm going to try to walk you through the whole presentation about PNeumoPure to explain some of the science behind it, the technology behind it, and how those technologies and the scientific evidence that we do have can benefit your industry. Speaking about cruise ship cleanliness, we use a variety of methods, including hand sanitizers and masks for guests and crew, disinfectant wipes for countertops and railings, and even social distancing measures for public spaces in order to protect ourselves against virus, specifically the coronavirus. The problem we face is how do we keep the cores of our soft surfaces clean and not just the surfaces? Our goal is to reduce the amount of contaminants that you would find in your soft surfaces. By soft surfaces, what we're referring to is your pillows, your seat cushions, your mattresses, your sofa cushions and throw pillows, etc. What happens is that when you compress these surfaces, the stitch seams and the porosity of the material allow the contaminants that are inside the pillows and cushions to be expelled into the air, oftentimes around the head and face. Essentially, your soft surfaces can become a haven for microbes. The problem is that these microbes get into the cores of traditional soft surfaces and they build up there. Topical disinfectants can't reach them to kill them. This allows them to accumulate from guest to guest. When you look at the design of the soft surfaces, stitch seams, porous materials, and perforations are perfect conduits for these microbes to enter the core of a surface. Now let's discuss what our overall goal is and how the PNeumoPure technology can help you address your issues. Our pillows are both hermetically sealed and breathable. Although that sounds counterintuitive, our pillows have the ability to breathe because contained in our pillow is a filter that allows air to pass through but none of the contaminants. Therefore, you get the comfort and the breathability associated with any of your soft cushions, but you don't get the harmful pathogens and contaminants entering into your pillow when it expands and contracts. The breathable barrier component of the Spry Pure pillow is comprised really of three things. First, the material itself is waterproof. Second, the filter is small enough that it will not allow pathogens to enter the pillow, although it will allow air to pass through. And third is the perimeters are completely welded and hermetically sealed closed, so they don't allow for the normal stitch seams where pass-through can occur easily. Our PNeumoPure technology's use is not limited solely to bed pillows. Any soft cushion made by any manufacturer can easily apply the PNeumoPure technology to their products. It is simply RF welded into the cover, creating a hermetically sealed, breathable barrier. Here you can see that PNeumoPure technology is not only applicable indoors, but also on outdoor furniture. Outdoor furniture faces the rigors of sun, rain, snow, shortening the life of their cushions. The ability to filter the products and keep them dry with waterproof PNeumoPure technology has the ability to extend the length and the lifetime of your products. One of the major features of PNeumoPure technology is that it increases the sustainability of our products. There's no laundry required. There's less energy used to manufacture the product. There's less product disposal. And it's overall a much friendlier product for the environment. At Spry Therapeutics, we feel that the PNeumoPure technology gives us the ability to provide a safe environment in your hotels and your cruise ships. We feel it is imperative to keep the cores of your soft surfaces clean, as well as the surfaces. You're making great efforts today to clean and disinfect not only the rooms, but the totality of your facility, whether it be a ship or a hotel. We look forward to working with you in the future and helping you provide actual state-of-the-art cleanliness for all your surfaces. Thank you for your time and your attention regarding the PNeumoPure technology. I'm happy to answer any questions you have in the Q&A section of this webinar.
Room to Breathe. Please welcome Gordon Bruce, Room to Breathe director and a semi-pro footballer. Room to Breathe has a combined number of technologies, including PB 2012, BioTouch, air sanifiers, ProText, as well as partnering with Sleep Angel, all to make you safe and healthy.
Firstly, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. I'm here to share with you a revolutionary solution to some of the problems that the world finds itself with at present. But rest assured, this presentation is not just about the C word, COVID, in case you were worried. Currently, there are more than 150 million Europeans who suffer from chronic allergic diseases, which significantly impact their daily quality of life. Sadly, if this rate continues as they are, the prediction is by 2025, half of the entire EU population will be affected. And it was statistics like this that made us realise that there was a need for hypoallergenic spaces in the world. In short, we came from construction, but we moved into environments. I promised this presentation wouldn't dwell on the C word, and it won't, but we can't not mention it, but I'll keep it brief. There isn't an industry that hasn't been affected by this year's events, and the key to recovery is businesses offering as safe an environment as possible to give reassurance to their customers and staff. COVID-19 will not go away soon. There have been 5 significant viral outbreaks in the last 20 years, with the previous century having just 4, meaning that a heightened awareness of viral infections will be with us for a lifetime. So who are we? Room to Breathe is a biosecurity system created by the Insight Group. As I touched on, we have over 50 years combined experience in the construction industry and indoor environments. We have grown and adapted over the years as the needs of our clients have changed. We have built a reputation on delivering on our promises and getting accreditations that prove that, as you can see to the top right. We are researchers and innovators working with various universities across the UK and in the US, not to mention using NASA-developed technology to guarantee that we are at the forefront of this growing sector. The group has over 100 employees and have a projected turnover in excess of £20 million. So you now know who we are. Here is what we do. Shown here is data from a case study by Bradford Ambulance Service in the UK, who commissioned a report to assess the benefits of providing and maintaining a hypoallergenic environment within a department of the National Health Service. On the left is absenteeism data for winter 2017 and on the right 2018, following the installation of part of our hypoallergenic system. For the sake of time, I will draw your attention to the total sickness figures shown in the top line. As you can see, creating a hypoallergenic environment significantly reduced percent absenteeism from an average of just over 13% in 2017 to just under 6% in 2018, which resulted in a cost saving of over £200,000 in 9 months. So you now know what we do. Here is how we do it. The Room to Breathe process begins with our patented solution, Kill, Prevent and Protect, providing continuous permanent protection in conjunction with our 4-monthly maintenance programme. Firstly, we kill, or decontaminate to be more precise. We initially purge using an industrial grade air sanifier, followed by a combination of steam cleaning and ultra low penetration air vacuuming, followed with the entire space being treated with our environmentally safe, non-toxic solution of PP2012. PP2012 is a proven viricide, bactericide and fungicide, which is completely harmless to humans and allows for a 99.999% of decontamination, a pretty impressive product. Finally, we use UV technology to rid mattresses, pillows and soft furnishings of undesirable microorganisms. So that is how we kill or decontaminate. It's all very well to decontaminate a room, but how do you maintain the benefits gained from doing so? We prevent using BioTouch. BioTouch is an antimicrobial coating that binds to a clean surface. This means that when viruses, bacteria, mold and yeast land on it, the cellular structure is ruptured and importantly not poisoned, which kills the cell. As you can see from the diagram, BioTouch acts like a bed of nails, mechanically killing the microbes. This coating is incredibly versatile and can be used on ironmongery, workstations, keyboards, telephones and headsets, changing areas and toilets, kitchens and canteens, vending machines, uniforms, in fact, anywhere. So in addition to BioTouch, installing filterless air sanifiers provides the next level of protection for your environment. They remove up to 99.999% of not just virus, our purifiers quickly and effectively remove unwanted contaminants. These innovative technologies mean there is no need for filters or complicated controls, resulting in lower maintenance and operational costs. We have an extensive range of filterless products, allowing us to provide bespoke solutions that can protect any environment. We provide further protection to bedding and soft furnishings by applying our own unique product, ProText. ProText solution provides a layer of invisible protection which permanently interrupts the life cycle of bedbugs. Our method avoids the use of toxins, so whilst lethal to bugs and mites, does not pose a risk to the client. As an optional method of providing further protection, we have partnered with Sleep Angel. The Sleep Angel products are treated with our unique product, BioTouch. Their product is a 100% barrier to bed bugs, dust mites, other allergens and liquids, including sweat, urine and blood. So how do we make the invisible visible? On completion, a certificate is provided and displayed either outside or within the room to provide that peace of mind to your staff and guests. In order to maintain certification, our process must be carried out every 4 months in accordance with our terms and conditions. On-site training is also to housekeeping staff in order to ensure the efficacy of the system is maintained. This is no more onerous to the staff and in fact will simplify protocols. So in summary, we came into this business before COVID due to the emerging global demand for hypoallergenic spaces. But there's no denying that this need has exponentially increased in 2020. We are an established and trusted company with a background in construction. We are adapters and innovators. We partner with research to stay at the forefront of our field, and we utilise technology developed by NASA. We have accreditations and a client base to match our accomplishments, and we would be so excited to add you to that list. We have demonstrated results that show reductions in staff absenteeism, both protecting the safety of your greatest assets and giving substantial cost savings. Our Room to Breathe solution is like no other available. It allows certified continuous preventative protection, and its low maintenance upkeep ultimately simplifies cleaning regimes. We can give peace of mind to your customers and staff through our certification program and allow them to focus on what's important, whether it is doing their best job or relaxing spending time with their loved ones. Thank you all for your time, and I will now take any questions you may have.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for participating, and it's been a pleasure to just listen to the innovation that actually is happening right now. So without further ado, I do declare the Q&As open. So on the web page where you have been following this webinar, there is a small question mark to the right. You just click that one and then you post your question. Just to get started, I want to get back to Vikand. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. But there is a question here I want to ask you. What kind of medical and public health services and products does Vikand provide?
Well, we really encapsulate all of it, right? So we create and work with cruise lines to develop protocols and procedures for the public health aspect, which is really the proactive aspect to reducing risk on board. So we're providing testing technology, we're providing prevention tools, training protocols, work with different partners and providing the right sanitation tools. Then we're going into the point of providing the healthcare, where we are providing the totality of the healthcare solution in full or part, where you can outsource the totality of all aspects of medical care or aspects of it. So, you know, we manage and deploy the doctors, we create the policies and procedures, all the way down to managing the biomedical equipment and pharmaceuticals. And when in case of a COVID case or somebody has some sort of an infectious disease, we manage both the infection and the quarantine process and the relationship with local health authorities and port authorities to manage the disembarkation and access to healthcare shoreside. And then the ongoing care, case management, claims management in case of somebody needs ongoing care, as well as the transportation to have the guest or crew repatriated to their home country. So we bundle the totality of healthcare into a total health and public health solution dedicated to the maritime and the remote industry.
I was just about to say that it's a great package that you put together. So thank you for getting into that. Just have one more question for you, Peter, before I go to our other partners here. What's your view on safety of all soft surfaces in relation to cross-infection found throughout the maritime industry?
So I think so cross-contamination is a really important aspect. And I think we need to really focus on all aspects where you can get the infection, and cross-contamination on surfaces, as well as when you shake hands, as well as the transmission in the air. All of those three areas are incredibly important overall. And while we're talking about COVID today, yesterday we talked about norovirus, and we're going into the flu season. So there is many reasons to focus on sanitation. And also in the COVID world today, the moment you have anyone with any kind of flu-like symptoms, you need to treat it as a suspected COVID case. So it's very important that you reduce the number of cases, because that's going to reduce the impact. With COVID today, the protocols are very heavy-handed in terms of making sure that you maintain the spread of COVID. So if you have a suspect case, which could be norovirus, it could be flu, it will have a really great impact. So sanitation will reduce that tremendously. Testing will reduce that tremendously. So it's very, very important.
And also, from what I understood in your presentation, it will be reduced drastically with this new, what do you call it, breathalyzer test. So yeah, everything will be much more effective and quick. So thank you. Yeah, thank you, Peter. I'll get back to you for sure. Gordon, I have a question for you. The products that you deliver are permanent, and the question is, can you go into detail, please?
Yeah, certainly can. To an extent,
it's a general question, but
yes, I'll keep it simple if we can. But we're talking there about BioTouch, and the BioTouch, when it's applied to a surface, a clean surface, creates a covalent bond or covalent bond, however you wish to pronounce it. And it's as simple as that. It's almost like a super glue to the surface, so it's permanently bonded, and it's as simple as that. To be honest, and there's no point in making it any sexier than that.
Okay, thank you. So for Bill, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are the Pneumo-Pure technology, is that IMO?
Yes, they are. Everything has been approved. We, as you mentioned, I believe it was Gordon that mentioned he has a relationship with Sleep Angel. Sleep Angel and Pneumo-Pure are one and the same. Sleep Angel is based out of Estonia, and they have made sure that across the board, both the certifications that are required are in fact in place. We work in the United States, manufacturing under the same regulations and same specifications that they do in Estonia, but we basically work in both places and all the necessary certifications are in place.
Okay. Well, another question for you, Bill, then is how do you see that you will reduce costs for hotels and cruise lines with this product?
Well, the product from an overall cost standpoint, it also ties into sustainability, and it ties into efficiency. The use of our product will actually extend the life of a pillow, and extend the life of, frankly, any soft cushion. It will reduce the number of them that will actually need to be purchased over time. And then the maintenance of our product, because we actually make products, some of which you've heard today, more effective by virtue of the fact that nothing can get to the inside of a pillow. So yeah. It increases efficiencies, it reduces laundry, reduces disposability. It's an overall environmentally friendly impact, and we believe that overall, with gained efficiencies, with good partners, and using the staff and the people associated on the cruise ships more efficiently, we will actually reduce the cost of expenditures on a total cost of ownership basis.
Okay, so it's a long-term. I mean, it's an investment not only in durability but also on the cost for crew and the time for crew.
Improvement. It allows not only you to gain efficiencies as it relates to your soft surfaces, but it enables all of the people around us and all of the other necessary technologies to be that much more effective, not having to worry about the inside.
Yeah. When we saw in the video that you do a wipe down of the pillow.
Yeah.
Is that only water or is that any other chemical?
Basically, we follow the protocols of our background in the United States has primarily been in hospitals, so we follow the medical backgrounds and we follow the recommended background or the recommended procedures that the cruise ships, the hotels, and the cleansers that they would have. You can use any of these types of cleansers on our product, and it's an extremely durable product.
Okay, thank you, Bill. I'm jumping to Gordon. It's sort of on the same line here, and I guess it's about trying to reduce costs, or what's the lifespan on the. Gordon, if you apply biotech throughout the cruise ship, how long does it last? What's the lifespan?
Yeah, again, it's similar to the previous question. It is a permanent bond to a surface. The only way that it does come off the surface if it's chipped or abraded or painted over. So it's a permanent adhesion. As I say, that's caught up on our 4-monthly maintenance regime, just to make sure it's constantly there in case anything on door handles are chipped, that type of thing. And where we partner with Sleep Angel, we apply BioTouch to the pillows that we provide, which means you can use water because it's then an antimicrobial surface, and it's just to wipe away the dead matter or materials or microbes from the surface. So we apply that to our pillows that we supply in that environment.
Okay. I keep asking you again, Gordon, and it's a little bit about what Peter was mentioning about the HEPA filters. But here it's a question to you, Gordon. We keep hearing about filter lead technology, especially HEPA, are filterless. And the question is, are filterless better, and why?
Well, there's horses for courses. Where you're looking for trapping large contaminants, filters will trap, large particulates in the air. But Peter touched on it as well with the hydroxyls, radicals, ions, all this type of technology now. HEPA filters, if you can imagine, trap down to a certain size. So I've got an example. If this is the size of, say, a fungal spore, but viruses are smaller, so they get through gaps in HEPA filters and this type of thing. And you can't just increase the number of filters or increase the amount of air circulation, because that's then got an economical impact, environmental as well. So the hydroxyl radicals and ions and what Peter and I talk about and can provide are actively seeking out contaminants in the space. You don't need to draw all the air out, clean it, and reintroduce it. It's an active, permanent, ongoing cycle. So you're attacking the air in the space, and that's any space, and it's completely harmless to humans as well. So it can only be a benefit. HEPAs have their place in filters and in certain circumstances, but when we're talking about the invisible world, the HEPAs are starting to lose their point, really, their efficacy. Yeah.
But your products, correct me if I'm wrong, in the room to breathe, is it the air sanifier that takes care of individual rooms?
Yeah, we've got lots of different sizes, lots of different models, anything up to 300 square meters from one unit down to 10, or even an elevator or a lift, or even a vehicle if you want to take into a car or a cab taxi. So there's a whole range, and it's all bespoke, or in large areas you can multiply them up. So it's really just identifying the area you wish to protect, and it's all the same. It doesn't matter what type of environment. It's from the bar, reception, corridors, rooms, medical areas. It's just actively.
So you're saying it would work, for instance, in an airplane.
Yeah.
So it would take care of that. The pressure wouldn't be a problem for this product.
No. A previous colleague had been discussing with British Aerospace and previous aircraft manufacturers in the past. It's now a product or a time to adopt this technology. Before it was just ignored and not seen as an issue.
Fantastic. Sounds like high flying plans. So a question for you, Peter. How your company, it's based in Fort Lauderdale, but do you operate all over the world, or how does it work? Unmute. Thank you.
Now, we operate all over the world. We have our main office in Fort Lauderdale, but we have staff globally, and we work with cruise lines in every corner of the world. Now, we worked on a 24/7 basis.
So how much staff do you have? Do you have permanent staff, and then you hire staff for certain I was going to say products, but missions?
So on board, like now, of course, surprisingly, all ships are laid up. The majority of them still have medical staff on board. So we have medical staff on many, many cruise ships around the world. So on board ships, if the cruise industry was in February, we have hundreds of staff on cruise ships. And then corporately, we have 45 people around the world that continue to accelerate as well. A lot of the corporate functions that we're providing, as you all know, people working on ships are amazing people. So instead of us hiring corporately all the time, we dig into some really great people on board that provide corporate functions around the world as well, which really then expands our reach tremendously with people that truly understand the onboard environment. And let me just call out one fact. Going into the future, most likely all ships in the world will have a new position called Peace Officer. So we'll see that within this group of really great, talented medical and healthcare people in the maritime industry, there's going to be a new category of crew that will have to focus on the infectious aspects on the ship as well. So it's
I'm pretty sure we will see some new levels of directors as well, and maybe even new type of vocation.
That's exactly right.
So I'm trying to. It's been fantastically interesting, and I'm so impressed with what you guys have come up with. But I think we're closing in towards the end of this marvelous conversation. I have one more question here for Bill, and that's there's a person here asking how long are the filters effective? What's the lifespan of a pillow, basically?
Well, the simple answer is they're effective as long as your pillow is in use. We've had pillows in hospitals now in the United States in the ICU areas, which undergo great rigors, as you can imagine, for over a year. And then Sleep Angel has been actually using the same filter throughout Europe, and they've got pillows that are in use now for 3 years. Our testing has indicated that they are extremely durable. And we actually have 2 former filters, one that is even longer from a durability standpoint. But as far as the expected life of the filter, our filter actually has a longer expected life than the urethanes that will seal the pillows in. So it's actually far stronger than people would consider.
So how is that compared to like a regular pillow?
Well, a regular
in a hotel.
In terms of its lasting, it's going to break down by virtue of what gets inside the pillow. The misconception of our filter is that it traps things as it goes through. It's really a surface filter, so it doesn't get bogged down with particulate material or microbes that go into it. It wipes off, as you heard Gordon say, You can even wipe it off with water where you're using his product, for example. So by virtue of it being a surface technology or a surface barrier technology, it's going to be a very durable product. Everything sits on top of it, and the filter itself does not become impregnated with particulate matter or virus for that matter. So it's going to have a very long lifespan. We've had them in medical use in medical facilities in the UK for in excess of 3 years now, and the majority of them has been tested afterwards, and they're still viable against those rigors, which are pretty strong.
Fantastic, fantastic. So now I'm gonna toss up a question or a little short brainstorm, since we have 3 great innovators here in the room. So one question for all 3 of you: if you can come up with one great future environmental process that you see is coming or has started already. So if we start with Gordon.
Wow, thank you, Per. What a question. I think the greatest thing, we're here. That's basically what I think is going to happen. Between us all here on today's conference, I think we're steadily improving the indoor quality. We hear many people around the world talking about outdoor pollution and environmental issues. We're not going to turn back the clock with how we build houses, homes, hotels, cruise ships. We're creating boxes which are, in theory, unhealthy for us. So we just need to manage our way through that and move forward with new technology and innovation and embrace that as often and as much as we can.
Fantastic. Bill, any thoughts?
Well, the overriding thought that I have actually comes from listening to my colleagues in this webinar, and that is that there's going to be a universal cooperation as opposed to a universal competition. To be able to do, frankly, the right thing by our guests on the cruise ships, our patients in hospitals, and people in their home environments. So I think it's a kind of a universal cooperation where people band together. You see technologies come along, they come and they go, and we all challenge each other to become better, and that can do nothing but serve an overall good. So
thank you. Thanks, Bill. Peter, any thoughts, ideas?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I totally agree with both Gordon and Bill. And in my closing remark, I will say that what makes us excited, and I think, Gordon, you're kind of on this same track, by creating best-in-class air management systems, you will develop the purest air environment while at the same time reduce energy consumption. So this is the first time you have had a public health tool killing viruses and bacteria in the air, develop an indoor environment similar to the outdoor environment, resulting in up to 3 or 4% of fuel savings in the HVAC system. That, to me, is unbelievable. And I think it will have both an environmental impact as well as a public health impact, with a number of reduced in health issues on board. And that makes me, that is what makes my blood boil.
Fantastic. And I think this is, it's been, like I've said numerous times, it's been an amazing meeting. And I'm so happy you got together. And I do hope we will continue this cooperation. Like you said, this is the future. Cooperation, collaboration moving forward is the only way. And especially with the cruise industry the way it looks now, I think we have a bright future ahead of us. And thank you all, Peter, Bill, and Gordon, for doing this. And of course, a great big thank you to Innovation Lounge who made this possible. Keep your ears open, your eyes open, and there will be more news and more new webinars from Innovation Lounge. Thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure.